opportunity. Good morning, everyone. Let that thought sink in for a moment because that's exactly what is today about. Taking the first step towards the future filled with possibilities. And there is no better morning to begin than right here, right now. Distinguished guests from TCS, respected faculty members, members of DCC, and my dear students of SRM, a very warm welcome to each one of you. I am Karti Majmudar, MC lead at Placives, and it is my absolute pleasure to be your host for today's event. For us to host an organization that not only transforms business, but also played a defining role in shaping the future technology at a global level. Let us acknowledge the remarkable relationship that has brought us here today. SRM and TCS shares a long-standing partnership built on trust, excellence, and common vision of nurturing future leaders. For over 2 decades, TCS has remained one of the SRM's most valuable recruitment partners. This enduring relationship reflects our shared commitment to developing world-class talent. And today, the journey continues with every aspiring professional present in the auditorium. May I now request Ms. Satyapriya S. Ma'am, Associate Director of DCC, to take over the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I take immense pleasure in welcoming the distinguished guests from Tata Consultancy Services, faculty members, and dear students. I'm pleased to welcome and introduce the delegates from TCS. Today we have with us Mr. Venguswamy Ramaswamy, predominantly known as Swami, the global head of TCS Ion and Platform Solutions Group, a visionary leader with over 3 decades of experience. He has been instrumental in driving digital transformation through innovative learning, assessment, and enterprise platforms. He also serves as the CEO designate of the Tata India Institute of Skills and contributing significantly to India's future-ready skilling ecosystem. We are honored to welcome Ms. Aruna Talapuram, Business Group HR Head, Strategic Growth Business at TCS. With over 25 years of experience in human resource, she has been instrumental in nurturing talent, building high-performing organizations, and enabling continuous professional growth. Welcome, sir, and welcome, ma'am. Joining them is Mr. Jagannathan Gopalakrishnan, known as Mr. Jagan, HR Head, Employer Branding, whose efforts continue to strengthen the TCS employer brand and inspire the next generation of professionals. It's our pleasure to welcome Mr. Kailash SK, Talent Acquisition Group Head India, who leads talent acquisition initiatives across the country and plays a key role in connecting exceptional talent with rewarding careers at TCS. And we are delighted to have Ms. Chitra Subramaniam, HR Head, TCS Ion Business Unit, whose leadership continues to strengthen people strategy and organizational excellence within one of TCS' most innovative business units. And finally, we warmly welcome Mr. Ganesh Rajendran, HR Head and Talent Acquisition Head for Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, whose leadership has been instrumental in strengthening campus engagement and recruitment across the region. And along with them, we have Ms. Shubha and Ms. Sindhu from Tata Consulting Services. Welcome, everyone. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to all the one and all present here. Looking forward to your engaging session.
May I now request Ms. Satyapriya S., along with our respected dignitaries, to kindly felicitate our guest as a token of gratitude and a warm welcome. I request our esteemed guests to kindly come forward for the felicitation ceremony. Just hand over if you are going to educate them. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for a distinguished guest from TCS. Beginning the session without further ado, now let's begin with our today's session. It's my privilege to invite our first speaker, Mr. Venguswamy Ramaswamy, Global Head, TCS Ion and Platform Solution Group. Sir, your visionary leadership in digital transformation education continues to inspire professionals across the country. And I request the other dignitaries to please take a seat in the first row.
Good morning, SRM students. Vanakkam. I don't know, SRM is a mix of a lot of people from various different states, I understand. But I am a triplicane boy. So I am from Chennai. I don't intend to speak in Tamil today. So I'll try to do it in English itself. First of all, thank you very much for having me here. And like to spend maybe 15-20 minutes to share a few thoughts. It's okay. I'll use this. I joined TCS 32 years back. So I joined the Tata Group, and if I have to use myself as an example here, currently I handle the responsibility across 3 Tata Group companies. One is a startup company in Tata Group called Tata Business Hub. Another is a skilling institution within the Tata Group called Tata Indian Institute of Skills, like an IIT for technology or a IIM for B schools. Tatas have built an Indian Institute of Skills for making the country or the nation skilled for the future. So I run that. And of course, I run multiple products and platforms within TCS itself. So I'll try to tell the story from my perspective and what I see in TCS and what potentially you could see in TCS in the future. I understand that you all have been here for a long time. I'm not aware of, I was given the time of 10:30 to come in. So I flew in today morning from Bombay. So my apologies if you guys are waiting for a very long period of time. So let me start by talking about how could potentially one shape the careers in, I'll probably use the mic here, how one can shape the careers for the long run, particularly in the context of artificial intelligence. Thank you. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? So particularly in the context of AI and generative AI, what you can expect, I'm sure all of you are good users of AI tools, and we will try to jump in how you can build a future within an organization called TCS. Of course, I'm sure all of you heard about this bold statement of TCS coming from a long term within TCS when Mr. Ramdurai gave a vision for us as top 10 in 2010, which was in 1990s. We are very worried. What a bold vision it is, and can we really make it happen by 2010? But the history said we did this in 2009, much ahead of what the vision was set as top 10 by 2010. Here is another example of the same thing. When the current CEO said that we would like to be the world's largest AI-led tech services company, it was a bit shaky for us to think so bold, but that is TCS for all of you. Ability to think big, ability to put in a very deep rigor, have a strong focus, and run it very passionately is what differentiates TCS from many of the organizations that. So TCS has a very large vision, and our goal is to redefine the future of technology services, how services are offered to the Fortune 500 company globe. As we moved on, clearly, we put a very short strategy of how do we go about executing this vision. It's all started with me or each one of us as an individual, that for us to be a largest AI-led technology services company, we must be the company that uses technology effectively for TCS internally. Therefore, we created this program called TCS to the Power of AI, which is to make sure we are customer number 0 before even we preach to any one of the customers, any one of our Fortune 500 customers outside the organization. So that's about we becoming a role model before we preach to anyone else. That is TCS to the Power of AI. And then this is not going to be feasible for us unless we have a very robust talent with us. And therefore we are here to look for the talent, to challenge people to be part of the organization and execute some of the world's most complex engagements that you can ever imagine. And I will talk about it. And therefore, talent becomes a very critical component in this knowledge economy, and making sure each one of you are constantly upgraded to be at the cutting edge, to deliver what our customers look for towards achieving our vision to be the top AI-led tech services company. The third one is about how we organize our services. TCS in the last 12 months have completely reorganized our services portfolio very effectively for addressing this new AI world. So ensuring that our services are aligned to our vision is the third thing that we did. But having said that, all of you will acknowledge today AI is being spoken a lot. In some sense, it's also a hype in the market today. So what we are looking for is how to make AI real for our customers, how to make AI as a production-ready system, how to make AI deliver the impact that enterprises around the world is looking for. And therefore, the fourth pillar is to make AI real for our customers. And the last one is, in this world of AI, it is not going to be feasible for us to work alone. We need to work together. We need to work together with academic institutions like yours. We need to work together with AI companies around the world. We need to work with multiple product companies in the world. And therefore, this is an ecosystem play and not just an individual play for these companies. And these 5 pillars clearly define TCS towards the world's largest AI-led tech services companies. There are lots of numbers that you can go through. Today, the proof of the pudding is where TCS today. Little less than 600,000 employees across the world, my colleagues across the world. $7.62 billion in revenue for Q4. The last published Q4, Q1 will get published on 9th of July. 18 million learning hours. Look at in any scale of comparison anywhere in the world, the number of learning hours that our associates get within TCS is unparalleled to anything else. 3,340 plus startup companies working together with TCS in order to innovate for the future. Again, through a very unique partnership called COIN, stands for Co-Innovation Network, helping startup companies to work with academia, to work with industry, along with TCS, in order to generate the next future innovation for the world at large. There are several examples to talk about. 45 plus research and innovation centers across the world. You go to Tokyo, you go to London, you go to New York, there is a research and innovation lab. Some of them, or rather many of them, are located within the academic institution itself. You have one in Carnegie Mellon, you have one in Cornell, one in IIT Kharagpur. All of them are research institutions working very, very closely with institutions like SRM. Because our belief is the next generation of innovation will happen in the academia along with the industry. And that has been the past. You look at internet. Where did internet was born? Internet was born in academic institution along with the industry. That is the trend that you all should see. TCS is deeply focused on building intellectual property, more than 5,500 plus granted patents. One of the institutions in this country which has got the highest number of patents granted is TCS. Also women power. Nearing 35% of our associates of women, a very strong women power who work very closely in order to realize the vision of TCS itself and of course 55 countries or 56 countries presence with nearly 150 plus nationalities. I have seen projects which has got a Japanese resource, a Korean resource, a Chinese resource, and an Indian resource executing a single project seamlessly. That is the opportunity that we can look for. Moving on. One of the prime reasons in today's world why TCS has been successfully able to make progress is this ecosystem that we work with. Look at most of the AI companies, most of the traditional companies like an SAP or an Oracle, many of the startup companies are partnering with TCS in order to ensure their agenda is moved forward for enterprise companies along with TCS. You can see many examples of that. But what I say doesn't matter. What does the industry say? I want you to go through some of those things. The world's most admired companies by Fortune for 2026. That doesn't come easily unless there is substance to what we talk here. The second most valuable global IT services brand. The nation should take pride of TCS being the most valuable company here. Look at the America's most reliable companies, best program for upskilling employees, the best learning strategy. World's largest programming competition last year was won by a Chinese student, brilliant Chinese student who won this competition, and it's a Guinness World Record. The best brand from Kantar, the best management consulting firms, all of them is an acknowledgement, a recognition from the world of what we are talking today. I want to finish my conversation with 10 very specific points that will help you to understand why a career in TCS is the most smartest choice that you can look for. So building your career in TCS, in my view, is the smartest rational algorithmic choice you can make for your life. I want to tell you why this is the case. Number one, it's a bit slow here. In today's world, you should not be focused on just prompting AI. You should be focusing on building capabilities for the Fortune 500. You should be focused on engineering those capabilities. Yes, you can use basic tools. I'm sure all of you are using AI today, but the way you use them is going to be more important. What I want to encourage you is to build the enterprise AI system for the Fortune 500 companies by being part of TCS. This is the greatest opportunity. It's not about just using tools. Some of the most complex systems for retailers, some of the most complex systems for railway systems are all engineered by TCS associates, very deeply integrating AI with them. So just don't prompt, engineer it for Fortune 500. Number two, the ultimate AI playground. You must ensure if you want to work with NVIDIA, if you want to work with Gemini, if you want to work with DeepSeek, if you want to work with Anthropic Claude directly, if you want to have a relationship with them, you want to have a discussion with a cloud engineer, this is the place for you to choose. Work directly with those infrastructure and the tech giants who are actually shaping the next century. In the last few years, all of you will acknowledge the IT industry is changing for sure. From being the SI, the system integrator for SAP and Oracle, we are transitioning into an SI for the next generation AI companies look at the announcements in terms of partnership that TCS has made with the AI companies, this will become very, very clear for you. So if you want to work directly with them, there is an opportunity for you. Number 3, this is a secret. I don't know how many of you know this. More than 75% of any financial transaction in this country touches one or more of TCS products. You do an UPI, the backend may be a core banking system of TCS called TCS Banks. You give an assessment, more than 95% of any computer-based assessment that is being done today is running on TCS systems or TCS products. So this is, in my view, the invisible giant on how much TCS is focused on products, even though we are a core services company. So TCS is one of the largest software product companies in the world in a B2B fashion. We are not in a B2C, but it is a B2B product that drives. We own the intellectual property behind some of the complex engines that many of you use today. Number 4, meritocracy and fast track. There's always this question that comes up. What TCS has done in the last few years is not just about what you all come and join us and stay in a slow path. As long as any one of us are able to show our meritocracy, you can clearly jump in TCS. So it is hierarchy getting killed and meritocracy or merit getting promoted. And there are pathways available within TCS as soon as you join to jump hierarchy and move forward, like our digital and innovator Wings is another program that we run in order to give an opportunity to each one of you to jump as soon as you join and show merit itself. Number 5 is all about from day 1 of joining TCS. What is the access that you all get? You get access to all the research and learning labs. You go out of your classroom from SRM straight into TCS. You start working on computer vision. You start working on IoT. You start working on engineering AI systems. And that is the direct path you can get to deep technologies as soon as you come into TCS. This again links back to what I talked about as TCS to the power of AI, making sure that we become customer zero for all of the work that we do for our customers. Number 6, it's always said that when you start working for some startup companies or some other companies as well, you get an opportunity to work on a segment, maybe manufacturing, maybe retail. In TCS, the widest number of segments that we operate. If you take retail, we will work with the top 5, 7 retail companies across the world, whether it is Walmart, whether it is Marks and Spencer, whether it is Target. Some of the largest retail companies will be customers of TCS, and hence you get an opportunity to work for them. So it's not about just one segment, the widest segment. You get rotated across BFSI, healthcare, manufacturing, and therefore you get an opportunity to work for multiple segments every 2 years, and that gives a huge career opportunity for you to build yourself itself. Number 7, your passport to technology. We operate in 56 countries today. It's a great opportunity. You start working with global clients, you start getting global opportunities. Therefore, your career footprint today is a worldwide footprint. That's the opportunity that you can look for in TCS. Number 8, code that moves nation. This is very important for you to understand. From the national passport seva kendras that you all have been gone to, or the global banking grid, TCS operates, whether it is the national stock exchange of this country, or the Canadian stock exchange, or some of the largest banks in the world, some of the largest retailers in the world, you really get an opportunity to become the code that moves the nation in many, many countries. That's one of the largest opportunities that you can ever think of. Upskilling engine. When the world is moving people, when the technology moves on, we always say there is only legacy technology. There are no legacy people. The people move on and technology changes. We truly upgrade it. The last one that I want to close with is about you all got here with your degree. We would like to come and join us so that we can take you everywhere around the world. 56 plus countries, 500 plus global clients, huge number of AI partnerships, tech partnerships. You will make the smartest algorithmic move by being part of TCS in my mind. This is my experience of the last 32 years of growing in this organization, effectively touching. And my daughter keeps asking me the number of countries that I have been in TCS. It's an amazing story. I got an opportunity to start the Chinese operations for TCS, the Hungarian opportunity to start our operations in Budapest, in Latin America. This, as long as we can demonstrate our merit, TCS can take you everywhere. So my suggestion to all of you, don't just look for a company that will use your skills for the next 12 months. You should make a choice to make sure the company has the capital, the company has the vision like what I explained, and has got the global scale to turn you into a technology leader for the next few decades. And hence, my request, my recommendation, my suggestion is for you to choose TCS. I'll stop here and take questions from all of you. I hope you are okay on time. Okay, if there are any questions that I can help answer. Do you need a mic or can you talk loud? Or you have to come here?
First of all, my name is Mohit Mies and I'm a final year BTech in Artificial Intelligence student. I'd like to thank the entire leadership of TCS for taking the time off from the busy schedule to come here and explain this in depth. Before I begin, I'd like to say something. You see, when I was beginning college, I used to think that TCS was just nothing good than just a mass recruiting company. I had that belief back then. But over the years, I started to see a lot of things that changed my mind. I mean, TCS was literally the backbone of engineering and consultancy services in India. I used to be firm with the belief that without TCS, there was no career path in India itself. Without TCS, there was basically no company that could sustain for a very long period of time. Okay, so my first question is that could you just elaborate on this customer number zero philosophy that TCS is so adamant about implementing?
I like that word adamant. So the belief in TCS is before we go and consult our customers, we should consume that advice ourselves. That's the belief. So everything that we take it to our customers, we try it within our own organization, learn from that and make sure that we are more sharper in our communication and our articulation and our consulting to customers. And that is the reason we put TCS as customer zero before we put any other customers and consult them as well.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is going to be a little off scope, but there are rumors that TCS does something like it withholds offer letters or joining letters to certain employees. These are the things I've heard in the past. Is the rumor true, or is it just something that is made up?
Okay, so if all of us have to go to social media,
Yes.
and I play this with my son, for everything that we say, there is an alternate point of view that you can always find in social media. Right?
Yes.
Mangoes are good for sugar or not?
No, sir.
That is your view. Please, all of you try and Google. You will get a point of view that mangoes are very good for sugar. So that's a reality of social media. So as students, as faculties of the academic institution, you should look deeper on anything that you read in social media. And that's true for any of the other domains that you can talk about. So my request to all of you is look deeper, talk to people who are in TCS. You will understand a lot more details of each one of those questions that come in your mind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. You were adamant on using the word most algorithmic rational choice, right?
I can't hear you clearly.
How about now? Good? Hello.
Can you come a little ahead?
So you were very insistent on the word algorithmic and rational choice while joining TCS.
That's right.
What about the health side of a job? What about the work-life balance? What about the peace of mind?
Right. It's a good question. There is a lot of conversations in public domain about work-life balance and how one should take care of their health and so on and so forth. I couldn't get time to cover all of them, but I would like to answer this with me as an example itself, right? Everybody who works very hard works hard because he is interested or is enjoying what he is doing. It is not that somebody is working hard without enjoying what they are doing. So as long as all of you are enjoying what you are doing, you will work hard. There is nothing that you will see as an answer. But having said that, what TCS does to take care of each one of our associates' health is something my colleague Aruna will come and explain it to you at length, and you will all will understand that.
Hello. So, good morning. First of all, welcome to SRM. So the question is like, as freshers, should we really be concerned about layoffs, and how should we really avoid it?
Very good question, and this question does happen or does come in very many conversations as well. See, you have to remember one thing. In today's world, your job is all about you keeping yourself up to date. You keeping yourself valuable for the organization. You keeping yourself very cutting edge on all the things you do. What I can assure you is, as long as you as an individual are at the cutting edge or keeping your merit, you don't have anything to worry about in TCS.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hope to see you at TS.
Okay. If no more questions, I'll request my colleague Aruna to join me here and share some of the other details that will be of lot of interest for each one of you.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. Morning. Everybody, morning. Fantastic. Okay. So thank you for joining us and waiting so patiently. I'm happy that, we had Swami here to talk to you all. Very privileged to have him here and make my life a little bit easy because a lot of those questions that you asked, I think have been, covering a lot of things. I'm assuming that will come again. Okay. But what's in your mind when you think TCS? Okay. I'm sure that you're going to choose us. Okay. That's different. But I just like to go on to showing what will you do if you join us, okay? And how will you go about and join us? What is the process? So I have with me Ganesh as well, who heads our regional tag. I'm part of a business group, okay, that where Swami actually very nicely put it. And we're very proud to be part of the invisible giant, the one where we have the products and platforms across TCS. And I look after that group from a HR perspective. So I'm sure that you've touched banks, you've gone to SBI, you've gone to an assessment center which has our tests. So one of the things that we look for are people who have a lot of technology inbuilt and inwired into them. We look for a prime hire, and that's the first part of the job profile that you would say that if you had to apply to, would you get into? And definitely as part of the invisible giant and also as part of a lot of the big bets where we're having AI, cloud, the IoT groups, the stalls that you would see later on, okay, are all part of a group that would absorb people who become prime hires and join TCS. So that's the first one. Obviously, you have all the data for you to see. You will get a chance to work on advanced technologies, algorithms. You look at industry applications, like I said, not just the the products. We'll also be looking at working with services, working with customers, aerospace, defense. We work in all the spaces, medical. Okay, in the life sciences field, we actually looking at drug molecules, where we look at cancer research, etc. So I think that's the first part of being a prime hire. The next one is a digital hire. So here again, you would be working on solution development, integration. You will work with initiatives which are there in the latest technologies for different customers across TCS. The landscape is huge. You will work on developing technology frameworks, and you will build a full stack engineering capability as we go along. You'll probably see some of our full stack engineers when you go up to our stalls as well. That will be something that you'd like to enjoy and see. Yes, the packages are there for you to see. The third portion is a ninja hire, where we would love to have you to work on business critical systems, look at production support, look at ensuring that you are engineering systems for a better efficiency. Delivery excellence is our hallmark, and that's where we would like to see you. Now, the question would always be in your minds, okay? Digital, prime, or ninja, okay? The answer to this is something that will lie as a capability within you. Like we said earlier, that the assessments bring out the best. You do those assessments, you do the interviews post that, and there will be a scoring pattern which will help you grade into whether you will fit into any of these profiles with us. And then we go through a training program which guides you through and gets you into a particular project within. So this is the landscape. If you look at what is the registration process, I think I'd like to invite Ganesh for that.
SRM, a very good morning to one and all. Is that all? SRM. Good morning. It's always nostalgic for me to come to SRM University because I have passed out from the same college university, the first Dean University batch 2003 to 2007. It reminds me of my whole journey where this auditorium was under construction. Not sure like I was one among you there at the last seat because that's the time when this got inaugurated, and today I'm over here presenting to you an opportunity with Swami sir and team for the next step of your journey, which is careers. So over here we go with the assessment process. I'm sure like all of you have registered. In case you're still in the stage of applicant ID creation, please do get this done. We have your tests coming up scheduled. I'm sure like your placement officers will let you know on the dates. We have the first round of assessment, which is the internet-based assessment powered by ION, one of the largest testing platform where Swami sir and the team has represented. And the transformation we are doing this year is that we'll be hosting this internet-based assessment in your campus. So unlike the last years where you had to travel to the assessment centers, we will come to your campus and we will have the assessment done in your premises. The other change in the process this year is that we'll follow it up with the interview process. As soon as we get the results in the same week, we'll complete the interview process followed by the test, the interview outcome, the offers. So we are looking at a span of a week, understanding the volumes in terms of 3 days of test process, 3 days of interviews, followed by the offer letter. So this is the scheme of things which will happen this year. No more waiting. You get the outcome then and there itself. That's the transformation we are doing it, having taken the feedback from your management, from you, the students, as well as the entire academia. So gear up for the next set of process. And in order to reach, I think we have one of the gentlemen who had asked about what TCS was during this 4 years of his career, this academic journey. He got to know more about TCS rather than it being a mass hiring company. There's much more over here that has been introduced this year, which is TCS Career Showcase. This is there in the social media. I'm sure like you've already received emails from us in terms of your participation. So there's much more that we have to showcase in the form of stalls in the 14th floor Tech Tower 2 building. I'm glad to know that this event is being telecasted across 2 or 3 conference rooms, including the Tech Tower 2. So students who are part of this, who are witnessing this event, kindly take this opportunity to visit all the stalls. We have representations from AI and ST, Services and Transformation, Cloud Business Unit, Cyber Security Space, TCS Interactive, last but not the least, Internet of Things, which is Industry Automation and Engineering, that particularly caters to the students of mechanical as a potential opportunity where these students have given positive feedback in the previous colleges that they visited and kinds of offerings that our company organization gives in terms of the transformation that we do in this space. So kindly take time in this. We have 2 additional stalls for this university, which is the TCS ION stall, as well as product platform services. So kindly take time. We have a panel of experts in these stalls. They will cater to all your questions, they'll respond, and you'll get to know more about TCS as well as the IT industry as a large. We wish that this would be insightful. And we also have a TAG stall and a photo booth where you can click in pictures with the colleagues and probably post it in social media handles. Take much time and gain as much insights as you could, because this is one of a kind where we can also be interactive and take in a lot of your inputs. As Swami sir had mentioned, we've been continuously evolving. Learning never stops. We've spoken in detail, in length about the learnings that we continuously promote. It's not that, as you completed the 4th year, it stops and then you get into a job. We, as a technology organization, we have to continuously evolve to cater to our customers, and thereby upskilling is an important proponent of our career journey transformation. So these are certain portals, I Evolve, wherein you evolve and transform in terms of how you can upskill yourself to meet the technology demand. Ultimatics is our ERP that we use all our in-house platforms. And we have tie-ups with all the major learning portals like LinkedIn, the Skillsoft, Udemy, whatever your name over here, whatever certifications that you've had over here in terms of upskilling yourself, you can continue this journey in TCS as well. As I've always been reiterating, your inputs, suggestions, feedback matters a lot to us, for which we've come a long journey today, including the stalls that have come. So kindly share your feedback and inputs, this specific to this pre-placement session, so that we'll come back with new flavor in case anything that needs to be added. Thank you so much. Any questions pertaining to registration process or benefits pertaining to HR, please feel free to ask. Else we'll start moving to the stalls. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh. Any questions, folks? I'd like to thank the management and faculty. I can see that there's one question.
Hello. Thank you for this very insightful session. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. It was very insightful to know everything. I had a question for Swami sir. He told that TCS is trying to inculcate AI-friendly methods in their work culture.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So he mentioned that TCS inculcates AI-friendly workflows, and they are trying to like add on AI integration and making the environment AI-friendly. So I just wanted to, like, I was just curious to know how TCS uses AI in their workflows.
So it starts with giving access to the right set of tools for your day-to-day activities, right? So as a freshly into the organization, you may be developing code, you may be writing specifications, you may be developing user experiences, you may be doing a number of activities. So it's all about how do we create an environment for you as an internal goal to make sure that you can be highly productive, you can be extremely ahead of the game. And how do we do that? That's what we mean when we say that providing all the necessary tools and technologies for you so that you can be extremely productive and confident in what you do.
Also got it. Thank you.
So I'd like to add to that. So we have something which is called the AI Fridays, which is a very exciting place to be. We have something like every Friday in any of the larger units as far as TCS is concerned, the offices, you will see a hub of people who are encouraged to pick what they want to work on, technology, a project, form a project, create something, and then have pizza, stay overnight, maybe a couple of days, deliver something, and something that could be used later on as well. So, and there's a contest around it. And so we believe a lot in creating just not the hackathon part, making sure that that goes back into creating something that you can use later on. So if you're joining us, we'd be happy to welcome you to the AI Friday. Great. All right.
Me, ma'am.
Anybody else?
Yes. At the TCS annual general meeting this time, the chairman, sir, he told that they are, over the next 3 years, the AI staff and the normal staff is going to be on the equal basis, like the amount of people. So what are your thoughts on that?
Swami?
It's a very good question. This is our belief. Today, as we start working with multiple Fortune 500 customers, the ability for us to create a set of agents that can typically do a repetitive set of tasks is proven at this point in time. So as we move forward in this, there will be a large number of higher order tasks that you and me will be moving into, allowing agents to do repetitive tasks. And therefore, if you look at the larger spectrum and look at the larger set of numbers, we believe there will be a stage where TCS will have that many number of agents as many number of associates that we have. I want to explain this in the context of TCS Ion itself. We are a product platform development organization. Today, we have approximately 3,000 plus associates. But out of these 3,000 plus associates, we have approximately 1,500 plus agents that are actually doing a number of tasks that hitherto was done by an associate. So you can clearly see where we are moving. There will be a large number of agents that you all will create that will execute lower order tasks as you move into higher order tasks, and as the volume of work expands in the world, this is what we expect, we believe will happen in the future.
Thank you for that question. Any others? I'm always curious to whether the last person in that row will be able to shoot out a question. That's always been a thought that's run on my mind. So anybody wants to give it a shot? Somebody from the last row.
Just for information, I was a backbencher.
So in line with ensuring that Ganesh's flow of thought remains with us. Anybody from the last row has a question? Last few rows. I'm very persistent. I will stand here till I get a question from that last row. One question, please. Where is Satyapriya, ma'am? Ma'am, your students have to give me one last question, ma'am. I can't go without that. Even if it's on, how do I do work-life balance, I'm okay. I can just see this pin drop silence, something that I would like, oh my God, what a teacher she'd be. Can I have one question, please, to wrap it up? See, only the first benchers coming, huh? So these last benchers, I think, are disappointing me. Ganesh, you're not setting a good standard. Yes.
Okay, I'll keep it simple. So the upcoming TCS interactive experience stalls that are going to be in TP2, what are the domains that will cover apart from the ones that we are already familiar with, like AI, data science, cloud, and the like?
Your question is, what others will you see?
What other domains, what other fields we can see that are integrated well with the ones that we are already familiar with?
Okay, so at the show and tell stalls, you will see AI, you will see the things that Ganesh mentioned, and I think those are there. AI, data, cloud, the ION stall, the TCS Interactive, the cybersecurity practice, platform solutions, and the industrial automation and engineering. Now, apart from this, if you join TCS, if that's your question, what else will you see? So I'd like to go back to what Swami had mentioned, and I'd probably ask him to add on as well. We work across different industry verticals. So you will see banking. So if you want, domain is your area of interest, you will see a lot of domain in TCS, retail, banking. So we are clustered around domains. And we also have technology stacks. We're looking at full stack. We're looking at, apart from cybersecurity, general production support as well. So there are a lot of things that we can look at. Swami, you would like to add, please?
So I just want to share one very important learning that we had. Every segment, take a retail segment. How many of you heard of this word called Li-Fi? All of you know Wi-Fi, right? What is Li-Fi? Anyone can tell me what is Li-Fi? And is it a reality today? In Dubai, under the street light, you can get Wi-Fi which is 100 times more faster than the traditional Wi-Fi, right? Why am I giving this example? Keep one thing in mind. When you come and join TCS and you start working on any segment, it is just not one technology. Telecom will learn from retail. Retail will learn from banking and financial services. So there is a whole lot of convergence that you will see. Today, when you go and look at some of the products, some of the platforms, some of the segments, some of the technologies that you see, you need to ask a question as to how technology convergence is making an impact to the industry. What is retail learning from telecom? If you ask this question, innovation will be born. That is exactly what we are doing in TCS. We are looking at every segment and see what technology can do in terms of redefining the segment itself. And on that intersection is what you will get new ideas and new innovation.
Thank you, Swami. Okay. I'd like to thank all of you for being a very patient group. Despite my persistence, I'll come back next year, and I would request Ganesh to ensure that I am placed somewhere in the last bench so that I can ask a question alongside you all, okay? Because my request still stands. Thank you for coming and joining us. Thank you, Swami, for actually energizing all of us today. I'm going to go back and check out a lot of things which are there, and especially about SRM. Very privileged to be here. Thank you, Satyapriya, and the faculty that's there in the front row. Thanks to all of you. Well, and thanks to all my co-hosters, okay, from the TCS group. And looking forward to seeing all of you all up at the stall on the 14th floor. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.
What an insightful and enriching session it has been. On behalf of every student, I would request all the guests to please assemble for a photograph and students to be seated on their places. I request all the students to get up on their places. I repeat, I request all the students to get up on their places. Don't move outside.